First, identify the line that you are going to perform the test. This is previously determined in your script. For practical purposes, in this tutorial, we will do it between SF35 to a F34.
Now that you know where you are going to perform the test, your starting point in the splitter and your antenna at the end, you are going to proceed to connect the anritsu calibration kit male, or as we can call it the load, in the place of the antenna.
Now, what you are going to do is the following. You must first be sure that your sitemaster has its memory loaded with the scripts that your leader should have sent you at work. Now on the screen, you are seeing what the scripts in your memory should look like. They will always be organized by floor and radios. It always starts with splitters and at the end the antenna, or the splitter, that follows it. Now that we saw what they look like, let's start with the practical part. In our sitemaster, we start by pressing the menu key, then, we look for the icon that says Easy Test at the bottom of the screen. Now select USB 1. Now select Floor 3, which is where we are right now. Now select the radio where we are doing the test, which in this example is 1 and 2, in the 3rd floor. Now, using the scroll wheel, look for the test, SF35 to AF34, which is the one we need to do. The script tests will always end in point, ET, T, then you just select them, and the program will run the test for you. As soon as it starts, you will see an image that will tell you that you must have the load on. Then if you look at the upper right part, you will see that there is a red padlock, and the next arrow. You must remember to pay attention to this image since the padlock red means you cannot modify anything. Now, the sitemaster is working on its auto configuration. The program is running to return loss and distant to fault. This will take about 10 seconds and will show you the graph with its limits marked, and you will be able to see if your cable is in good condition. By pressing the arrow on the right, you will notice that the padlock has turned green. This means that you can now work on the graph that was generated. What we will do now is select the limits for return loss. First touch the top screen, then select the marker button at the bottom of the screen. Now press marker to peak in the right menu. Now touch the screen below, where the distance to fault graph is, and proceed to place 2 markers, in the first peak and in the last, which would be our 2 connectors. Now press M1, and then touch the first peak, or you can use the scroll wheel and mark it. Then press M2, and then touch the second peak. You can use the scroll wheel to mark it, or use the marker to peak button again if you see that the second peak is higher than the first. Now press the right arrow to continue with the next step. Basically, what the sitemaster will do is change its internal configuration and perform the test in high band, and we will have to repeat the same process to select the markers on the upper and lower screen. When the sitemaster finishes making its changes, we will obtain these new graphs similar to the previous ones, and we will proceed to place the markers. Don't forget to keep an eye on the red padlock above. You must give it the arrow on the right, and make it green to let you select the marking options. First touch the top screen, then select the marker button at the bottom of the screen. Now press marker to peak in the right menu. Now touch the screen below, where the distance to fault graph is, and proceed to place 2 markers. In this case we use marker to peak in M1, since the peak is higher. Then press M2, and then touch the second peak. You can use the scroll wheel to mark it, or use the marker to peak button again if you see that the second peak is higher than the first. Now that we have finished placing the markers, we click on the arrow on the right to continue with the program and finish the first part of our script.
When we see the indication on the screen, we will change the calibration kit to the short port.
Remember, press the right arrow to continue. Now, wait for the sitemaster to do the test, and you will proceed to select the top screen. But don't forget to press the right arrow again to turn the padlock green. Select the amplitude button at the bottom, and then select auto scale in the right menu. Now select marker, and make sure to always mark M1 first, as this will let you select the button to mark the peak and valley automatically. Now select the screen below, and just make the marker to peak. Now select the right arrow to continue with the program. The sitemaster will record the test and change its configuration to make the high band. All this is automatic. Enjoy the magic. Press the right arrow again to be able to select the peaks and valleys the way you did before. You are going to do the same process. Amplitude, M1, peak, or valley automatic. And then on the screen below, you will only mark the peak. Now press the right arrow, and you have finished the second part of the program. Well done. We are almost done. Now disconnect the calibration kit and connect the cable to the antenna. For disclaimer, that is not a channel lock. It is an adjustable wrench. Do not use channel lock in the connectors. Since you connected the antenna, click the right arrow, and you will see how the sitemaster will run the test first in low band, and then in high band. Now, we do the same as we did in the beginning. We press the right arrow to turn the padlock green, then we go to the bottom and select marker, and then marker to peak. Now, we press the right arrow again to run the test in high band. We turn the padlock green and press marker to peak again. Now finally, click the right arrow again, and you will get a message on the screen with a countdown indicating that you are done. Thank you for coming this far. Please like, subscribe, and comment for more content.